Hello, hello. We have more Weekly Shonen Jump stuff. A new Hero Academia chapter. We have jumped right from. Wait a minute. Uh oh. What? Why isn't the browser thing working? Okay, there we go. Okay. So yeah, we went from a pretty crazy arc, the simultaneous raid on known Meta Liberation Army and Villain Allegiance headquarters, taken on by pretty much every named hero in the series, to kind of a standstill draw where many of the enemy forces got away. Some of the key enemy forces were taken down, but many lives were sacrificed in the process of doing so. Who can really say what the ramifications of this battle will be, but we're leaping from there into something even crazier, perhaps. A prison break arc. I'm feeling shades of Impel Down, perhaps. And I was kind of hoping that we would have some just kind of fun school hijinks, some training arcs, some exams or something, a cultural festival. We just had one of those, but I want another one, or another sports festival. I don't know. Something fun. I don't know if this will be fun or not, or if this will be more intensity, more high stakes battles. But here we have a little blurb about the Counter Quirk Maximum Security Special Prison, aka Tartarus, where notable inmates include Black Fog, I'm pretty sure. When Eraserhead was like interrogating him and trying to bring out the original personality of his friend. They have Stain in there, I believe, who was the central villain of an early arc and still kind of has this ideological echo throughout the series. And of course, All for One, the series' main antagonist, and the goal of this arc for the villains is going to be busting his physical body out of there. So the detention facility in the open waters is kind of Impel Down. Anomaly in a prison essentially serves as a dumping ground for individuals who threaten or have threatened public safety to a drastic extent. Individuals incarcerated, okay. Sure, okay, they got tiers, 6 cell blocks. Depending on the danger, they can go from block 1 to 6. That's exciting. We love to see that kind of stuff. The dark side of Quirk Society said that anyone in prison there will never again emerge alive. Interesting. This is somewhat dystopian. This is like kind of a shameful part, is what they say, like the dark side of Quirk Society. It's not that they're necessarily saying this is like a beacon of justice and enlightenment. It's kind of like this is our last-ditch measure to keep society safe from these people. But yeah, it is very ominous the way it's described. I don't think they're really trying to sell this as a black and white issue. This is kind of cool though. I like the blurb. These little time and location stamps feels very Metal Gear Solid-y, which I feel is appropriate for this arc. And I was excited for this with Impel Down as well, that we get to meet all of the various guards and prisons and stuff. These are like very powerful characters that have a perfectly good excuse for never having shown up or being mentioned before because, you know, they're busy at the prison. But there could be some serious power lurking in here. Also, look at their uniforms. Those are definitely bad guy uniforms. So I really think they're kind of trying to lean into some moral questioning here of this idea of an absolute prison. This guy's character design is cool. Very prison core. Trigger a code let red security alert. Whoa, Whoa, this feels like 3 or 4 chapters into a new arc already. Alright. They've got these like security robots. They kind of look like the ones that were during the UA entrance exam. They have like a similar aesthetic. These guys both seem to have like multi-arm quirks, or one guy had. And there is Tomura himself. Although we're not sure if Tomura is speaking or if this is the disembodied soul of the Quirk All for One speaking through him. Just kind of casually busting in. Okay, so we jump already to B10. This is the deepest stratum, but there's already tons of doors, which is exciting. So there's other criminals whom they're treating as dangerous as All for One. I'm hoping this will be a thing where like Shigerugi's plan is, okay, we're definitely getting All for One out of here, but We're just going to cause chaos. We want more powerful people on our side. We're going to bust everybody out. Get to see some stuff. We're welcoming the big oaf to his new home tomorrow morning. Gigantomachia. They called him Mushface Tomura. Ganzuri doesn't get to shine like him. Since he's human, they wouldn't blow him to bits with a missile. But they are trying to kill him. What's wrong with blowing him to bits with a missile? Why would you shoot him to death? But not blow him to bits with a missile? Whatever. Like a disaster on legs or a wild beast. It's like the rest of the animals we've got locked up here. Again, like very curt, cruel. You know we're being recorded. The Hearts and Minds party may have dissolved, but its factions won't let this golden chance pass them by. Hands full of accusations of human rights violations. You don't know where something will be leaked from. You see? Interesting. Just from the little aesthetic choices, I could tell they were going to really lean into this side of it. And I'm impressed with this series so far with its nuance for stuff like this. So I'm excited to see kind of how they're going to look at this issue. But I don't know. The Hearts and Minds party was like associated with the Meta Liberation Party. One of the Meta Liberation officers was the head of the Hearts and Minds party. Which I guess... Ooh, here we get a few little previews of the hardened criminals within. Some people all chained up here. Some guy chewing at the walls. Looks like a woman. Just see the back of this one guy's head. Oh, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. They may walk and talk like people, but these disgusting beings only managed to mingle with society as long as they did because quirks have warped our standards for humanity. Ooh, I like that idea. That someone is appalled at the fact that these powerful criminals are treated like humans at all, and is arguing that if these were dropped into a quirkless society, they would not be recognized as humans in the first place, and would receive, extrajudicial killing and stuff. Okay, it's happening. The security alert has gone out. Again, after everything that's happened, what terrible timing. Unless they came here after escaping. This is kind of crazy. It's all happening so fast. The Nomu, this is a cool shot. I love this shot of like the bridge going down into the water. That's like really cool just to kind of see the mechanics of how that works and stuff. And then to immediately like establish this technology and show the futility of it as the Nomu just ravage and relentlessly bust through. Okay, so the flying Nomu is taking in Tomura, who so we see now Tomura himself, like Tomura's personality has awoken and is struggling to reclaim his body from All for One. Just giving you a good long rest. Hyper regeneration isn't working very well, and he should be healthy. So I guess the idea is that Tomura can go completely offline. He'll get a new body to play around in, his old body. And Tomura will regenerate and grow further and be saved for when he's truly necessary. Ooh, this is fun. These split panels as he talks to himself. I said to give my body a break after I do what I must. It's my body. Give it back. Isn't it you who desired my power? Okay. They're fighting against some sort of Metal Gear looking thing. Metal Gear Rex, I think, is the one that resembles. Firing a super barrage of missiles, taking the good strategy of fire all of your guns all at once, over and over and over and over. But it does not suffice, as the Nomu seems to effortlessly dodge everything. You have it all wrong, Tomura. You're so very near and dear to me. After all, you're the next me. Okay, so his quirk is fully online, of course. He can just dust everything as he sees fit. Pinpoint my real body's location with search. So this is kind of interesting. That's one of the pussycats or whatever they were called. That was one of their quirks that I guess has been first harvested into in the Nomu production facility during the previous raid, the pizza delivery raid, and now has been transferred fully into Tomura. deepest level about 500 meters below sea level. And to scale the structure would leave my body untouched. The crushing water pressure would kill me. Ooh, okay. This I like that there's kind of a limitation here. To the almost godlike power of just decaying everything. Incomplete body is coming apart. I require other villains. Tartarus. How obnoxious. Getting Maki along would have barely helped. When the resources to respond so decisively, and even if this new body had been perfected, fading from outside the prison would still be a tall order. Okay, this is kind of cool. I sort of like the idea that All for One is kind of a disgusting human being. He's evil. And because of that we can kind of write around his sort of flaws. That there's maybe like an arrogance. There's a feeling of saltiness, the salty runback. He wants revenge. He wants to do something to make himself more powerful right now. And maybe this whole prison raid is a little ill-conceived. That so far it seems to be going kind of poorly. And like as he realizes just how poorly it's going, he's reflecting on how there never really was a plan from the start. It's refreshing. It's nice. Usually kind of the antagonist force, the villains, are sort of hyper-competent. That they're the ones that have the scheme. They're the ones that have thought everything through. And it's the heroes that have to go like iteration after iteration to get through all of those things, perhaps like recklessly at first, perhaps underestimating the villains at first. Of course, this isn't always the pattern, and the series has been very good at subverting that pattern before, but rarely do you see a villain running off kind of like Monkey D. Luffy and realizing halfway through that there had been no plan. Even I would have a tough time struggling against this particular god. No, you can't get out at all. This is the conversation they had way back after the pizza delivery fight, where All for One was first incarcerated. And basically, this particular god is a good line, because Tartarus, of course, is the name of a god in Greek mythology. You're mostly right, All Might. My operation, both inside and out, was coordinated and in sync, as if through a shared awareness. So now All for One's other body is starting to attack. So that's what caused the EMP. All of the doors are opening, which is exciting. We get to see some other basement 10 tier criminals. Okay. Probably bad that as soon as the power goes off, all the doors open. If I was designing a prison, I would simply have the doors remain shut under any circumstances. Okay. So far we haven't seen any like notable people from the guard force. There was those two with cool quirks right at the start, but it seems like they just kind of got steamrolled. He leaves, he steps out the door. Aha! It's this guy! This is Super Muscle Man. He was the one that was all chained up. That's right, I didn't recognize him at first. But this is way back in the camping, the training camp arc. He fought Deku. His infinite muscle quirk. That's kind of fun, bringing back an old villain. Kind of see how he stacks up against our advanced heroes. Ooh, this guy. I'm kind of happy this guy's coming back too. Really creepy, like Moonfish or whatever he's called. Really unsettling character. But one that I thought was kind of underdeveloped. And at first I thought maybe the intent was to have him be like extremely mysterious, extremely underdeveloped, just this entity within the villain's league that you're like, how did they even find this guy? How do they communicate with this guy? How is he under anyone's control? But then as we kind of dove deeper into the other villains, as we realized just kind of how nuanced their characters are, I found myself, again, kind of asking those questions and realizing that there could be very satisfying answers to them, that there could be an interesting arc behind this. So maybe he'll be reintroduced to the main story. This girl here, I don't remember her. This is like a new character, right? I think. And that is, oh jeez, this is like a test. This is the BNHA memory test. Is that one of the mafia guy's underlings? I'm just saying that because he says boss. but I can't remember who he is, I'll be honest. That arc is quite a while ago. And I can remember kind of like the quirks of the characters, you know, the expansion guy, the guy with the arrow that could redirect things, and then Chisaki has the overstimulus type of quirk. And but I don't remember who this guy is exactly. So the bridge is still down. The prisoners have arrived at the edge of the prison. Your news are, then submit to me, my brethren. Bear witness by my side. This impending void era will give rise to a more perfect demon lord. This will be the story of how I become the greatest demon lord of all. A little cringe, bro. So, despite being like an old man, making this very Chunibyo-esque proclamation, it is quite terrifying when you put it into the context of the very, very first chapter, where at the end, as kind of a little final gag, Deku says, by the way, this is the story of me becoming the greatest hero. Did I forget to mention that or something? Just kind of fun, and then we've been reading this whole series just to sort of assuming that to be the truth. And of course, narration has kind of like a higher level of omniscience than a character dialogue. But the fact that these things are matched, I think, is indicating that we should take them equally seriously at some regard. That although Deku eventually will become the greatest hero, and I would be absolutely shocked if this series didn't have a happy ending, that there also probably will be an impending void era, and there will be a period where All For One is considered by the world to be this greatest demon lord, a symbol of chaos, if you will, just as omnipotent as All Might, just as almighty, but demonic and evil and causing misery and suffering. So yeah, there's never been a stronger sign that we're going to head into some dark times. I don't know if we're going to be able to have a cheerful, fun school arc after this. All of this prison break stuff happened very, very quickly. There's far fewer like new characters and stuff involved than I expected, but whatever. Clearly, it's just kind of the setup. You know, even though we couldn't have the villains win in that big battle, obviously, because then like the series would end, that the villains have become an even greater threat as the heroes have entered a period of relative weakness. What is going to happen because of that? Okay, exciting. We will look forward to the next chapter in a week or so. So, bye-bye.